Your home is your castle. Whether you need a pro or just great advice, Your Home with Alex Guthrie.
Welcome to another edition of Your Home with Alex Guthrie. It is a beautiful day. Great day to be alive. Every day is a gift. And I appreciate you spending some of your day with me. It's like sharing a little bit of your gift with me, and I sure do appreciate it. Hey, check out our website, www.yourhomeshow.net. We'll be posting some upcoming shows and other things that we're doing. Also, if you're listening on the radio, check us out at Your Home with Alex Guthrie on Facebook Live, or you can go to alex@alexguthrie.net. You can catch us there. And today, all day, we are going to have open phone lines, and we have a giveaway. It's a great gift. It's a $25 Home Depot gift card. And it's actually a rebootable. So you can spend the money, and then you can go put more money on it, and I'll send it anywhere in the country. I see I've got my wife's nephew, Ted Clarkson, is on here, and he's in, I think, New Jersey or somewhere. He's somewhere else. He's not around here, but hey, buddy, I'll mail it to you. I've got a friend of mine on here that's in, I think, in Louisiana right there, Mike Chapman. Hey, buddy, good to see you. And my good friend, Marcia, I can't say your last name because it's got too many letters in it, and Prissy Bankston's on here. Prissy Bankston Mayer, I'm sorry, I remember you from high school. Thanks everybody for joining us on Facebook Live, and thanks even if you're not joining us on Facebook Live, you're listening on the radio. I'm so glad to have you. The number is 214-810-8255. If you have any questions, have anything you want to talk about, I'm here for you. And we've got lots of lines, and lines are going to be open. Spokane, Washington, Ted says. Well, give us a call and ask a question. And man, I'll tell you what, this card can go anywhere there's a Home Depot. There's Randall Stewart. He's an old guy I know from many, many years ago. We were young together. Good to see you, Randy. Glad to see you're here on Facebook Live. Thanks for joining. I don't know where you are these days, but send me a note on Facebook Live and let me know. We'll call you out. Today's show, I have got a really interesting show today. We are going to have so much fun. My featured guest today is Megan Carroll Edwards. She's with Ferguson Enterprises. We're going to talk about appliances and plumbing fixtures and all kinds of other things that come to mind while we're having our conversation. And Megan is quite the conversationalist, and she knows her stuff. There's all kinds of new inventions, new technologies, all kinds of cool stuff going on with appliances, things I can't keep up with, things most of us can't because technology is tying all these things together so fast. And Megan is going to, she's going to help us understand all that. She's going to be coming up in the second hour. And then we're going to have in a minute, we're going to have a good friend of mine on, Phil Crone. He's going to be talking to us about some projects that the Dallas Builders Association is up to. And then in a little bit, we're going to have another good friend of ours, Chris Vaughn. He's going to come and talk to us about some foundation things we need to be talking about right now. We're in the middle of a drought, and it's early. We haven't had nearly as much rain as we're accustomed to having. We should have had a lot more rain this spring. We had showers. We had some soaking rains. We had, kind of we didn't even really have monsoony type things like we usually have. So we're already in our dry season. We're already in the 100-degree mark. It's appearing like it's going to be a long, hot summer. So I wanted to call Chris Vaughn and ask him to talk to us today about some preventative things to do with our foundations. It's time to start watering them and taking care of them right now. take care of your foundation. Also, if you'll go to my YouTube channel, and it's Your Home Show on YouTube, Your Home with Alex Guthrie on YouTube. I posted a video last night with my good friend Chris Miles, and we have a video showing root barriers for foundations. It's very interesting. He's building a house, and he's using root barriers, and I wanted to show that, get that up, and while we have Chris today, we're going to have a discussion about that, because it's what happens when you have a drought and the ground starts getting dry around these trees. They start sending their roots up under your foundation. That's where a lot of moisture is, and they naturally gravitate towards the moisture, and they start drawing moisture out from under your foundation, creating problems. I thought this was very interesting, and it's something that everybody should be aware of. So that's going to be our show today. And so here on the hotline is not Phil Crone. My Phil Brown tells me he didn't get him yet, so we won't worry about that. So until we get him, let's do the green tip of the day. And the green tip is brought to you by Hargrave Foundation Repair, the original Hargrave Foundation, the original Hargrave established in 1968, hargravefoundation.com. This time of year, lots of people want to build wood decks. So the question is, what kind of wood? Some woods are better than others. It is important that if your contractor is recommending an exotic wood from the rainforest or any wood, that it be FSC certified, and here's why. The Forest Stewardship Council sets standards for responsible forest management. A voluntary program, FSC uses the power of the marketplace to protect forests for future generations. Some people feel the best way to prevent deforestation is to stop using forest products. In reality, people use forest products every day. For example, the average American uses nearly 6 trees worth of paper each year. So FSC harnesses market demand to ensure forests are responsibly managed, because FSC is the gold standard in forest certification. It is the only system supported by groups such as WWF, Sierra Club, Greenpeace, Natural Resources Defense Council, and the National Wildlife Federation. Today, more than 380 million acres of forest are certified under FSC's system, including more than 150 million acres in the U.S. and Canada. Now, the reason that I actually looked that up and did that research myself, hello, Mary Morgan Peltier and Tommy Staley and Mary and Kevin Brookshire and John David Wells. Thanks for joining the show. We appreciate it on Facebook Live. The reason I brought that up is because reason I looked it up, wanted to talk about it, is I've had 2 or 3 people talk to me about doing screen porches and screened enclosures, and I always do this time of year. It's not unusual at all that I get requests like that, because we normally have enough good weather that everybody's thinking, wow, if I could just sit outside and really enjoy it. We normally don't go right into this 100-degree weather and kind of get fooled by Mother Nature. And I've started having people asking me to build wood decks, which is a little bit of a departure from what I've been hearing in the last few years. So the last 10 or so years, we've been talking more about stone patio type decks, solid surface. A lot of people, for a few years, we were doing patterned concrete. We're doing things other than wood. We're kind of going away even from the man-made wood products, because they weren't very attractive, and it took them a while to get to where they were dependable. And so people are asking me about wood. Well, back in the day, we had really good, dependable wood that we could use. We had redwood, and we had woods that were, they were affordable for one thing. They were plentiful, and we built lots of beautiful decks out of them. We were very good at it. But then they became kind of scarce, and they became scarce because we over harvested our forest. We weren't very careful and responsible about it. And so now we've gone into the rainforest. We've gone all over the world, and we've cut down these beautiful trees and harvested out these forests. And it hasn't been very pretty at all, as we all know. Well, FSC is an organization that has spent years and years sort of setting standards for the harvesting and putting their stamp and getting people together on the right way to do things. And it's really important that we kind of, keep our eye on the ball when we're doing this, because there's such high demand. And right now it's super important. Now, our woods right now are all farmed. All of our building material, the wood in particular, is all farmed wood, and it's different. But when you're talking about doing decks, and I'm going to talk in a little bit about doing screen porches, you have to really consider, for instance, redwood. I don't know if you can afford it, fine, but redwood comes out of California. Our redwood has been coming out of California. There may be some other places, I'm not 100% sure, but it's not real affordable, and it's also not always real accessible. We don't have lots of it around. I can't always get my hands on it. So I prefer to do stone. I prefer more of a sustainable type thing. So anyway, that's why I brought all that up. So let's talk about screen porches. Screen porches are pretty interesting. I think of a screen porch now as a 12-month-a-year outdoor living room. I don't think of it as just something you hang out in when the weather is just nice in the fall and nice in the spring. It used to be that that's what they were kind of made for. But as we have, as the weather's sort of changed with global change, the weather's changed globally, and our houses have changed, our living styles have changed. We can build a porch now that is sort of a year-round porch. And we do it with building materials and building practices. And so here's a few tips I wanted to touch on that has to do with building a screen porch. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, and it's going to kind of contradict my last conversation, but it does happen, and this is if you have a wood floor. If you do have a deck, now it doesn't have to be wood. I'm saying wood. It could be the artificial wood. But if it's not a concrete floor, you want to put screens underneath it. If you have an open air decking on the floor, put screens in there to keep bugs from coming up through it. That's pretty obvious. You want to be careful if you're using any sort of treated wood. You probably don't want to use a treated wood. You don't want to use anything that's got VOCs or is going to off gas inside that area. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more about screen porches. Maybe we'll be able to get Phil on the line. And in the meantime, stay with us. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes. You're listening to Your Home with Alex Guthrie. Don't go away. Alex Guthrie here for my friends at Total Air and Heat. Did you know a typical AC unit runs enough hours in a year equal to a car running 60,000 miles? Total Air and Heat recommends that you tune your system and have it safety checked every 6 months to ensure peak efficiency, proper operation, and increase the life of the system. Need a new air conditioning and heating system? No problem. Total Air and Heat can replace your equipment with the best equipment on the market today. Train. And you know it's hard to stop a train. So for the best heating and air conditioning contractors in North Dallas and Plano for the past 60 years, call my friends at Total Air and Heat, 972-881-0020. That's 972-881-0020. Or visit them online at totalair.com. Total Air and Heat.
1160 AM KBDT proudly presents this historic salute to Grapevine, Texas. Brought to you by the Spice and Tea Exchange at 319 South Main Street. In mid-November of 1845, settlers from Missouri, the Archibald Leonard family, B.J. and Hiram Crowley, Ambrose Foster, and the family of Judge Jacob Moorhead settled near Lonesome Dove. 2 years later, the Lonesome Dove Baptist Church was established south of Judge Moorhead's place near Grapevine.
I'm Nancy McBrayer for the Spice and Tea Exchange. We started in Fort Worth and just really loved the Grapevine area. We wanted to capture the folks that were from Dallas that came to the stockyards that said, oh, this is so far for us. And Grapevine is such a beautiful area. We decided that that was a perfect place for our second location.
Grapevine, Texas, a world festival and event city. Find out more about Grapevine by going to www.grapevinetexas.gov.
I'm Nancy McBrayer for the Spice and Tea Exchange.
Step back in time. Visit historic Grapevine, Texas today.
Some people think the only thing worse than calling the dentist is calling the foundation repairman. That's why I recommend Hargrave Foundation Repair. Cracks in the walls, doors that won't close? Give the folks at Hargrave Foundation a call. Now, sometimes it's not the foundation at all. That's why you need an honest, proven company. You see, understanding the soils and weather is a must for a lifetime repair. Family owned and operated since 1968, Hargrave has seen it all. Hargrave Foundation Repair is fully licensed and insured, and their staff stays up to date on all the latest techniques and advances. So call one of the last independently owned foundation companies in North Texas and the exclusive installer of the Chance helical pier system. Call Hargrave Foundation Repair at 972-442-3415. That's 972-442-3415. Hargrave Foundation Repair, 972-442-3415. Welcome back to Your Home with Alex Guthrie. We are live. Hey, give us a call. We got time to talk. Heck, I've got till 1 o'clock. Love to hear from you. 214-810-8255. That's 214-810-8255. Give me a call. I really want to give away this Home Depot gift card, $25. You can recharge it after you use it. I've done everything for you, but buy whatever it is you want. I mean, come on. Give me a call. Ask me a question. See if you can stump the contractor. Shouldn't be too hard to do. It is Saturday. I try not to think too complicated on Saturday. I try to keep it simple. You know, up until a few months ago, I was just thinking about fishing, but here I am thinking about contracting because I love you. We're talking about screen porches. So how do you make a screen porch in this old hot place usable during the summer? Well, you can do it. Now, one thing that you have to think about with a screen porch is that the screen blocks moving air. So you have to create the moving air, obviously. So you want a ceiling fan, and that'll help a bunch, but it won't fix all the problems. Ceiling fans, of course, that's going to help a whole lot. But one of the things that you can do if you're building the porch is you can add radiant barrier in the ceiling. And radiant barrier, whether it's you use the decking on the roof, if you're building it from new, or whether you're adding radiant barrier, the foil on the bottom of the rafters, either way, if you get that radiant, the radiation, but essentially is what it is coming from the sun, if you get that out of there, you will drop the temperature of that thing so much you won't believe it. It'll make it so much more comfortable. So radiant barrier is a great way to step one of making that screen porch work much better for you. We have been in houses. I have been in houses that I've done second floor additions on, and I've stood in the second floor without any windows in it in the middle of summer, and it was comfortable outside, and we were all laughing about it, and it was because we used radiant barrier on the roof decking, and that was how much the effect it had on it. And this is years ago, and this is when we were just learning all about the effect that it had on buildings. And so now we've realized that we can do things like screen porches or enclosed rooms, outside living areas, and really have a great effect on it. So try that first. Start at the top. Get the radiance out of there. Of course, you've got to have screens and a ceiling fan. And then if you really want to make it a year-round room, add a fireplace. You can either do a direct gas fireplace, or you can do a wood-burning fireplace, which is much more romantic. Everybody wants a little romance if they're going to sit out there and freeze. But hey, an enclosed porch in the wintertime when it's chilly outside and you've got your girlfriend or boyfriend with you, got a little fire going, it's not bad. It's not bad. Everybody's got a little blanket on. It's okay. So you have a little fire going out there. And the screens actually help reflect some of that heat in towards you. They help hold some of that heat in there. So everything helps in the winter and everything helps in the summer. So you're building this thing and make it an outdoor year-round room. You can do it. It works. Now, I also looked into the outdoor air conditioning, and I got to tell you, don't do it. If it's that hot, if you can't get it comfortable, just go inside. I mean, that kind of, for me, just ruins the whole point of having it. If you have the option, build the porch where you get cross ventilation, where you get a natural breeze, obviously, and where you can get shading during the day from trees. And if it's a new home and you're building a porch, do some plantings around it. Talk to your landscaper and build and plant some trees around it. Plan for this thing to get better as it ages. That'll really help as time goes on. Misting systems are great, but they're wet, and some people don't like them. But I'll tell you what, when it's 100 degrees outside, you probably will like it. It's hard not to. And so those are some of the pointers for screen porches. I'm not a big fan of the mosquito misting systems. I know a lot of people, we're used to them now, and that's okay. But I just don't know that I want to sit on my enclosed outdoor living area breathing it. I just don't know. I'm not crazy about that whole idea, but maybe I'm wrong. I will. And when we come back, we're going to have just a few minutes, and we're going to talk about, we're going to spend a couple of minutes talking about the electronics that you can put. You can put some electronics out there, TVs, stereos, make it a real outdoor living area. But guys, I'm going to warn you, don't let it get too comfortable, or mama might change the locks while you're out there. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. Again, that's 800-871-3291.
With the introduction of digital TV, it's more important than ever to make the best decisions when disposing of your old electronics and your televisions, too. Television and electronic recycling is easy and good for the environment. So if you can't reuse your old TV, then recycle it. Simply drop off your television along with any other electronics at a convenient electronic recycling event. Every first, second, and third Saturday, an event is held in Plano. Find resources and information to learn green, live green, and save a little green, all at the click of a mouse. LiveGreenInPlano.com.
Getting ready to go here at the Pocono Raceway.
The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series.
A racetrack unlike any other.
NASCAR's best drivers tangle.
Blaney goes all the way onto the apron. Kyle Busch is going to crowd him down there.
On the tricky triangle.
And here comes Kevin Harvick from the third spot.
The Pocono 400.
23-year-old Ryan Blaney will score his first career win.
Sunday at noon on the Motor Racing Network.
Don't miss the Pocono 400 tomorrow at noon on 1160 AM KBDT.
Welcome back to Your Home with Alex Guthrie. I just had a movie star drop in. Vanna White. Oh, Megan Carroll Edwards. How could I make that mistake? It's insane around here. Well, Megan got here a little early, so I just told her to just, come on in. Because I need a really beautiful, fun, awesome person to tell our guest what we're getting. Now you got to hold it just right. Look at this, the project card. Tell them, Vanna, what we're giving away.
Well, it looks like a Home Depot reloadable project card. $25, I'm assuming.
There it is.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. So it's a Home Depot reloadable project card for $25.
Sounds great.
So can you just hold it up there and just there we go. Oh, okay. If you guys don't call for this one, it's not my fault. Thank you, Vanna. You're so amazing.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
Hey, we've got Chris Vaughn on the hotline. What's going on, Mr. Vaughn?
What do you say, young man? I thought you were going to say you had Pat Sajak on the phone.
Pat would be jealous of me right now, buddy. He ain't got nothing on me. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Sure are.
Please welcome Chris Vaughn with Hargrave Foundation. And we're going to talk a little bit about, we're kind of in a drought. We're more than really kind of in a drought. We're in a drought. And
yeah, we really are. It's interesting. I had heard on the radio it's the first time since 1950 that the Metroplex didn't have a recorded tornado touchdown in the Metroplex this year.
Really?
That was very interesting. Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
They just hadn't been at my house.
I understand.
And so right about now, I mean, it's really pretty early, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me it's really, really dry, really early. I've got to tell you, I sent a guy under a house a couple of days ago. Because these people called me because they're having some problems with like loose tile in a bathroom floor. And we sent him under the house to kind of figure out why. And of course, we figured it out real quick. But one of the things that I found under there, it was obviously a pier and beam, is that the ground was like loose sand. It was super, super dry, and a lot drier, because normally under a house, there's some moisture in that soil this time of year. Normally we've had enough rain and enough moisture come up out of that soil, just migrating up out of the soil, that it's kind of damp under a house.
I would agree with that. Sure would. Looked at a house yesterday, the same scenario. The outside of the house where the foundation, this was not a pier and beam, but he had a slab foundation, the dirt was already starting to pull away from his foundation by a couple of inches, and it was just getting really, really dry.
So what happens is when we get into a long-term drought, and people don't really understand that what happens, it can be normal dry. And now if you look at a map of, and I was looking actually at one yesterday, if you look at a map of the sort of moisture condition, there's moisture zones that they have kind of mapped out of the whole country. And in our area, we are literally right on the line in Dallas. West of us in Fort Worth is considered arid, or it's semi-arid. And Dallas is right on the line of semi-arid and humid. And so we're kind of in an odd area because of where we are. If you look at that, we should be 20 to 40 inches of rain per year. I don't know what we've had this year, but I know it's not that much. And
doesn't appear to be.
No, and so it's super dry. Now, the moisture that supports a foundation, or the dirt, will stay moist up under the center of that foundation, even in a normal dry part of the year, right?
That is correct. It usually wants to stay the same moisture content as well as the same temperature, unless we get into a very dry season, a drought, act of God type of thing. And trees can actually pull moisture out from underneath the house as things start getting really dry on the outside. That's why it is important to have some type of watering program around the foundation to try to protect it.
And so what do you recommend for a watering program for a foundation?
It's interesting. I was looking at a house yesterday. He had a lot of dirt that had kind of washed away from his perimeter foundation where you could see the bottom of it. He had a tree really close to the house. He didn't have any type of soaker hose, drip irrigation system around it. He had some movement, but it was very minor. And I told him, I said, I think you can control it with a maintenance issue. You add some more dirt around the foundation. You install a soaker hose 12 to 18 inches away from the foundation. And it's interesting, Alex. It's my understanding it's not the amount of water you give a foundation, it's the consistency of the program itself. For instance, every other day, 45 minutes to an hour on a soaker hose can really protect a home. It's not, I think these engineers are not asking for you to spend $300 a month on a water bill. They just want you to be consistent with the program.
What we're trying to do is have a consistent moisture content around the foundation. And
that is correct.
And what happens is if you don't, you create a big dry spot or a big dry area that's
correct.
And you can't play catch up. That's the problem. That's what happens to most houses that start to have an issue with the soil drying out under or around. Really, it's around the beam of the foundation. So most people think that a foundation, like a slab foundation, is just a big flat piece of concrete sitting on the dirt. And in reality, it's a series of beams that are dug kind of like a grid system.
Yeah, like if you took your foundation and turned it upside down, it should look like a waffle.
I never thought of it like that, but that's very good. It would look just like a waffle. And so it's really what you're trying to do is support those beams, right? That
is correct.
And that because if you have a failure, that's where the problem is. It's it's not in between them, it's under them.
That's right. Like if you get a tree that's really close proximity to a home, you get into a dry situation, a drought, you're not doing any watering, the tree gets really thirsty. Guess where the moisture's at? Underneath the house.
Exactly.
So here comes the roots, and it'll drop the foundation due to the tree.
That's exactly right. And guess what comes in with that? Termites.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to, and people don't want to cut down trees either. It's not, because we have these really hot summers, and you cut down trees, and it's not good. So, root barrier is an option as well.
That's exactly right. Now, I put a video up yesterday on my YouTube channel last night of a friend of mine, a builder, Chris Miles, and he's putting in a root barrier system. Have you put any of these in?
We typically don't do it. We try to stick with foundation repair. That's what we specialize in. There's a lot of really highly qualified landscapers and arborists that can come in and install the barriers. And that way they'll know to protect the tree, because you don't want to come in and put a root barrier in and you really don't know what you're doing, and you end up killing the tree and you spent money on a root barrier. So you want to make sure that the root barrier can work without having to kill the tree. So we have to call specialists in on that.
Well, it was quite interesting. It's about a 6 or 7 minute video. If anybody's interested, if you've got problems with your foundation and you've got trees near it, you might want to take a look at it. If you're having your foundation inspected and there's a suspicion that you've got an issue, or they recommend a root barrier system, go look at this video. It's Your Home with Alex Guthrie on YouTube, and you will see a cool little demonstration. It's short and sweet, and there's no pictures of me, so it's safe. It's just Chris, and I will not apologize for him.
I understand. But no, it's an option if you don't want to cut down the tree. That way you can keep the aesthetics of the tree, and also it provides shade around the home. So it's just a good way to consider it. Sometimes the tree is far enough away that it's not going to affect the foundation.
Right. And so now, when you're looking at houses, particularly new houses, a lot of your work has to do with new homes that are being built that have failing foundation or foundation issues, correct?
That is correct. We've looked at several new homes. A lot of times they're experiencing movement. They're not experiencing what an engineer may classify as a major structural defect, but it's movement, nonetheless. And so what we try to do is we'll come into a home, draw the house up, shoot elevations on a home, and establish a benchmark. The foundation was probably never perfectly level to begin with. So we say, hey, look, here's a benchmark. Let's watch it. It's not that bad. It does show movement, but let's not rush in and try to do something and hurt the home either. So we will give them some elevations. They hang on to it. We may say, let us come back in 3 months, or they may, suggest, well, we're going to watch it right now, take some pictures of some cracks and come back and recheck it. And if it's needed, we'll tell them. But if it's relatively stable and it's cosmetic in nature, we'll tell them that too. We just try to be honest with people. We don't want to sell them something they don't need.
And so when we're talking about these drought type problems, this might be when you would kind of pick up on that.
That's correct.
And now I've been in a house because it was one I lived in where the owner overwatered when the foundation.
Interesting.
Well, it was very interesting when the water started coming up through the bathroom floor underneath the tub.
Oh, wow.
Because the stupid owner turned the hose on in the crack next to the house. It kind of looked like the Grand Canyon. I was about to start giving tours to the neighborhood. And so he thought he would get smart. Well, actually, he that would be me, the owner. He put the hose in the crack and forgot about it. I think maybe there was a football game. I'm not sure. And,
for heaven's sake.
And realized he had made a mistake when he went in the bathroom and there was water on the floor adjacent to where the hose was coming up through under the tub. That's also not a good idea.
No, it is not. You know, and that's where I said earlier, it's the consistency of the program. You don't want to be sporadic with it. You don't want to just not water for several days and then turn around and take the water hose and put it in a crack and turn the water on. That's
not a good idea. I can tell
that was a hard
experience.
lesson. I'm sure. Yeah, that was probably a hard lesson to learn.
I'm still being ridiculed about that, but I deserved it. I deserved it. And it wasn't a pier and beam house.
Oh, wow.
I have no excuse. So 15 minutes, usually if you have 15 minutes or 20 minutes a couple of times a day with a soaker hose about 12 inches away from the foundation. Now I've had people bury them and put them in there. I'm not really sure that you have to do that. Do you recommend that?
No, you don't have to, but it's interesting that drip irrigation is becoming more popular because they can kind of drop it into the ground and they're not having to move it around to try to do yard work. And so that's a real good option. You can go to your local, Home Depot, for instance, and buy the drip irrigation. You see it now becoming more and more prevalent.
Drip irrigation
versus the old black soaker hose. Like if you walk up to a retail store and they'll have landscaping there. This is tan in color, and what a drip irrigation is. Soaker hose is porous from one end to the other. A drip irrigation is a solid line, and so often it has a drip nodule.
Right.
So when you turn it on, you get more even watering with a drip irrigation than you would a soaker hose. Either one works really good. But people are turning towards.
I've seen houses that have them on timers. They have sophisticated foundation watering systems because there's certain areas. Now we have different soil conditions all over. And if you can you stay with us past this break and talk to us about different soil conditions we have in our area? Because I think that's really critical to problems people have with their foundations that they may not really realize that we have soils that some of it absorbs water, some of it leaches water, some of it's just like living in the desert. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to continue our discussion with Chris Vaughn from Hargrave Foundation. And Megan is going to try and give away this Home Depot card. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break. So what does a garage door do besides enhance your home, protect your family, and secure your vehicles? Well, when you contact the pros at Windsor Door, you'll learn how a truly high-quality garage door company can make a difference. Insulated doors, carriage-style doors, steel and custom wood, Windsor Door has them all and much, much more. And nothing makes a garage door work better than a high-quality opener. That's why the folks at Windsor Door only use LiftMaster garage door openers. And it's no wonder LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Only LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology, which alerts you if you forget to close your garage door and lets you close it from anywhere, anytime with built-in Wi-Fi technology. It also has battery backup, so you can get in even when the power's out. So contact a Windsor Door dealer near you at windsordor.com.
1160 AM KBDT proudly presents this historic salute to Grapevine, Texas. Brought to you by Grapevine Antique Market. In 1866, the Grapevine Masonic Lodge is organized. J.W. Dunn is the first worshipful master. In 1867, they decide to build a school. Pine lumber is hauled by ox teams over 150 miles from the mills in East Texas. School begins in September of 1869. Colonel W.P. Bishop is principal. The school remains open until 1886.
Hi, I'm Brandon Cantrell with Grapevine Antique Market. We sell vintage items, antiques, and a lot of current decorative items. Very cool. My husband lived here when I got married 33 years ago. It's a small town feeling, although it's not that small anymore. I've just gotten to know Grapevine, and I have lots of friends here, and I like it.
Grapevine, Texas, a world festival and event city. Find out more about Grapevine by going to www.grapevinetexas.gov. Step back in time. Visit historic Grapevine, Texas today.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I've had 10 major surgeries, including 3 brain surgeries. And I have extreme rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, and fibromyalgia. And I wanted to let him know that his Balance of Nature have helped boost my immune system so much, because I'm on injectable medications for the rheumatoid, and they burn your immune system. Since I've been taking Balance of Nature, I haven't gotten a cold, nothing. It really helped me tremendously.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code USA.
Welcome back to Your Home with Alex Guthrie. We've got Chris Vaughn from Hargrave Foundation on the line. We're talking foundation repair and stuff like that. Stuff like that. Do that again. Megan's helping me out here. And we're going to talk, we're talking about soil conditions. And soil conditions in our area are really, really extreme from one end to the other. So and what I mean by that is if you're in one end of the county, the west side of the county, let's say you're in Las Colinas or Irving, really Las Colinas towards Fort Worth, towards the DFW airport, or you're in the east side of Dallas, towards White Rock Lake, you have extreme difference in soil conditions, the type of soil that your house is built on.
Absolutely.
Explain that to us.
It's when, like you said, the Las Colinas area, that soils are really volumatic. Well, when it gets wet, it wants to really, it start absorbing the moisture.
It grows like that volcano in Hawaii right now. That's kind of what it's like.
You really can. You can drive around parts of Las Colinas and the roads are older, and you think, okay, I know they did build these roads this way because you're just going up and down these roads.
Right.
It's really, it's scary a lot with people that will buy homes out there, and it's supposed to be a blessing to them, and next thing they know, they're having some serious foundation issues.
If you go under a house in Las Colinas, and I've been under many of them, unfortunately for the homeowner, usually looking for whatever problem they've got, you will see a completely different type of foundation built. The way they have to build them for a 18-inch soil expansion. Or
that's correct.
A projected 18-inch soil projection. That is incredible. And
Alex, what's sad about it is sometimes that doesn't even prevent the foundation to move. We still have to do work on some of those.
That's just amazing. And now, on the other hand, if you're at the extreme other side of the county, on the east side of the county, it gets sort of sand. As you go east, it gets sandier. It gets kind of more ironish.
That's true. We don't do quite as much work in there, even though we do. We get into the East Texas area and still do a tremendous amount of work in the Greenville area, for instance. We do a lot of work in there that starts getting into the sandy soils. We get called out to Tyler, Texas, and do work in Tyler, and that's really sandy soil. The Metroplex is just really, the soils are just really wants to expand and contract dramatically, and that's why when we get into these drought situations, they can really cause a lot of problems on these homes.
Well, when we have this black clay that goes right down I-35. And it goes from, I don't know how, I can't remember how far north, but it literally goes right down I-35 and a few miles each side of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it on a geological map. It's very clear. And you can see the soil. It's fascinating to look at it, actually, I think. But
it really is.
Mm-hmm. And you can see you can see the problem, though. You look at it and you go, oh, that's the problem. And
that's true.
When it dries up, you can, break your ankle walking through your backyard when you step in a crack.
That's right. And, that's one of the advantages to our product when we come out. If the house needs foundation repair, we come out, and whether we're in Las Colinas or in Tyler, Texas, if the A.B. Chance steel helical pier is designed to go a specific load, regardless of depth. So, if we're in Plano, we might hit rock fairly shallow. If we're in Las Colinas, we might have to go 25 foot.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to us. The pier can just take it to where we need it to go, and that way we can give it a lifetime warranty.
Well, yeah, I mean, your guys' pier system works good either way. It has a specific, but I've been, you can go in a certain part of this county, and you can hit water at 10 feet, or you can hit rock at 8 inches. It is just insane what we run into around here, but it's always fun and challenging. Hey, I really appreciate you coming on with us and spending this time with us, and we'll get together soon and do this again. And if anybody wants to get in touch with you, how do they get you? Who are you?
I'm Chris Vaughn, and I work with Hargrave Foundation Repair. I've been with them for 30 years, Alex.
30 years? You're not
even
30 years old.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah. If they want to get rid of me now, they're going to have to drag me out of there. They're a great organization. Randy Hargrave is a really good guy.
He sure is.
He told me many years ago, Chris, be honest with people, it has served me well.
Yeah.
We're reached at 972-442-3415. We give free estimates, and if it needs repair, we'll tell you. If there's something else that needs to be done, we'll tell you that too. Again, it's 972-442-3415.
We sure appreciate you, Chris. And
Alex, thank you.
Tell Randy I said hi, and have a fantastic weekend, buddy.
You do the same, young man.
Right.
Take care.
Thank you, pal. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to put Megan to work. We're going to put her to the test. Megan is still trying to give away this reloadable project card from Home Depot. We haven't had a single call. Somebody get on the line. Ask her a question. She's trying her best, and nobody's cooperating. We have all these phone lines. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Your home is your castle. Whether you need a pro or just great advice, Your Home with Alex Guthrie.
Welcome back to Your Home with Alex Guthrie. I am here with the one and only Megan Carroll Edwards from Ferguson Enterprises, and we are going to talk appliances.
And plumbing and lighting.
And plumbing and lighting and whatever Megan tells me we're going to talk about. I'm so happy to have you here today. We have been planning this for so long. You're such a busy girl. Now you're a new mama.
I am, to a 10-month-old son. His name is RJ. He's listening out there, I think.
RJ, the man, 10 months old, and I've seen him on Facebook, and he's growing like a weed. What are you feeding that boy?
A variety of things. There's nothing he really won't eat. He's kind of like his mama in that regard.
That's cool. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
RJ looks like a fun guy.
Yeah, he is pretty fun. Keeps me on my toes, for sure.
This segment of Your Home with Alex Guthrie is brought to you by Windsor Garage Doors, where the pros shop. WindsorDoor.com, www.windsordoor.com. Sorry, I kind of screwed that up, but best I could do.
It's okay. I'm probably going to screw lots of things up here today.
So we have a giveaway. Let's start out with that. We also have phone lines are open, and the call-in number is 214-810-8255. We are going to give away the Home Depot. Well, Miss Vanna Megan, why don't you tell our listeners what we have today?
Yes, Alex, it's a reloadable project card from Home Depot worth $25 there.
Woo, that's all I could afford. I had to load it.
That'll get you.
That's all. That was my allowance for the week. That's all I could afford. And so we just need, give us a call, ask us a question. Megan's here if you've got a question about an appliance or a plumbing fixture.
Absolutely.
Or lighting or hardware.
And hardware.
Yeah, she knows it all. She's the top dog. Well, you're not a dog. I shouldn't call you that. And give us a call, 214-810-8255. Also, you can send a question to our Facebook Live. You can go to Your Home with Alex Guthrie on Facebook, or go to alex@alexguthrie.net. You should be able to find us at either one of those. And send us a question there. And if I see it, I'll read it. And I'll tell you, that's a great question. Call us. That's why we have phones. So I have really, everybody I talk to these days, we're so tech. Everything's tech. We're like connected to this cell phone. Everything is.
I know. My son can already scroll on the cell phone. It's scary. I mean, he just sees us doing it, and I try to hide that from him.
So he doesn't have. Does he have a? He doesn't have a big chief pad. You don't even know what a big chief pad is. You never.
I don't.
No, that's what I had a big chief pad crayons, but you didn't have that, did you?
I don't think so.
Your mama was mean to you.
No, she's pretty good to me.
No, I could tell she was good to you. So what a whole generation now has been raised on electronics, so you understand it. I mean, it's like second nature. You get it. And so now that you have appliances and everything in the house is sort of talking to each other and then talking to your phone, what are some of the things that you see in, let's talk about refrigerators. I'm focused on that because, obviously I like to eat. And so.
And that's where it starts, right?
That's the problem. The refrigerator's talking back to me. Come to me. What are some of the things that they're doing now? What are they telling us?
Sure. More and more people are wanting built-in appliances. They want that built-in look. That's not necessarily a technological thing, but it's an integrated look where they kind of want it to disappear. or they want it to scream, hey, I'm a refrigerator and I'm pretty cool and I have this, that, and the other, being, glass doors that you can see into. GE, for instance, has a Keurig dispenser on the actual dispenser on the door.
For coffee.
Yeah. So you don't have to have that big, Keurig
That's
machine
cool.
out on the countertop.
That's very cool.
We're also seeing, some of the brands like LG and Samsung, they're actually have cameras that are looking into what you have in your fridge. You can be at the store and you can look at a camera of your fridge and see what's in there. And what you
Get
might
out of
need.
here.
Yes,
Get
absolutely.
out of here. So you can go. So now, when you go to Walmart, they have the program that you program it. You go online and you have the app on your phone.
Yes.
And you can do, as you're walking, you can do your shopping and I think you can even pay for it while you're there.
Oh, yeah, everything.
This is insane.
Yeah.
And so you could actually look in your phone with a camera inside your refrigerator.
Big Brother's watching and watching what you're eating. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
So it's like, you could look at the sell by date on the butter. Butter?
Yeah.
You're eating butter. You could look at the sell by date on the butter and see if you need new butter.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is a losing battle, you understand.
Now at Ferguson, we sell brands of all different pricing categories. We tend to pride ourselves in the high-end appliances, and they're kind of just getting going in this game. Brands like the LG and the Samsung, they're very tech savvy. The Asian marketplace, Samsung, they're doing phones and things. So they're at the forefront of that technology. And kind of at the price point that those millennials are wanting. But we're finding that millennials are driving sales and they're one of the biggest buyers out there. And they're also influencing their parents' generation that are now remodeling their homes and buying second homes and things like that. But
you're telling me that they're educating us.
Yeah, they are.
Really?
Yes. And
it's forced.
You hear that, Mom and Dad?
It's funny because we made them go to school, so now they're making us go to school. Yeah. That is just so cruel.
But there's more buying power out there, and so again, Ferguson kind of dominating that high-end appliance arena. Something that I thought was really neat that Decor is just now launching this year is, I think it was at the Kitchen and Bath show this spring, is a $40,000 fridge. And you ask how?
$40,000
fridge. And this is
do you drive it?
You should at that price, I would think. But the reason being, it is $20,000 for that all fridge, $20,000 for that all freezer, which people are wanting. Everything's bigger in Texas, right? You want the all fridge, the all freezer, 36 inches, making up 72 inches of the kitchen.
It's 72 inches wide. So it's like a full refrigerator,
so almost as big
full
as a car
freezer.
too. Yes. And what makes it so expensive is a porcelain interior that you can customize to art, essentially. So all the panels and drawers within that, it can be any color you could imagine. It could be any piece of artwork you would like.
So you I guess if you're going to spend $40,000 on your refrigerator, I guess you're going to put your favorite recliner in front of it, maybe with your wife's, and you're going to just make the porcelain inside the refrigerator art, like you say, and stare at it because 40,000.
With it open as you're so hot. And
absolutely. Why not? Why not? Why not?
I know. I was like, do they not have a glass door on that so you could just view it all the time?
No, you probably have you take your phone and do a little click, it opens by itself for $40,000.
It's funny you say that because Thermador actually has a push to open fridge now.
Wow.
So everyone has the push to open cabinets in these high-end kitchens.
Right.
And now Thermador has gotten smart and has the push to open. Miele on their dishwashers has a knock to open.
Knock?
Yes.
Like, do you do like knock, knock, who's there? Like knock.
Sure, you can play that game. The kids might have a little too much fun with that, but they're, getting smarter. But yeah, back to that. I think being connected on your appliances started with diagnostics and from a service standpoint, where if something is wrong with that appliance, again, you call in, they're watching, they already know and can run diagnostics without having to make that trip out to the home, figure out what's wrong, then order the part, then come back. So it kind of started from that, but then it just evolved into something that, we can start our appliance from, before you even walk into the home.
You can control it from anywhere in the world.
Yes, from the bedroom, if you need that. So.
Right. And that technology started many years ago, but has never, it's just taken a long time to integrate into.
Yeah.
And we talked about this.
Plumbing and lighting tend to not be all that innovative, in all honesty. It takes a long time for that to come around.
Well, you have to integrate it into all of these other things
first,
because you have to. We had it all before, but it meant the house had so many wires in it you couldn't get through the house, right? So we had all this we talked about this in the 90s.
Yeah.
But it was smarter than we were. But now we have wireless, and we have smartphones and smart technology, and it's integrated into these really everything. And now we can control it from a phone.
Yes.
Because a phone is essentially a computer. That's all it is, right?
And I think the glory of it being connected with your phone is that it can update itself. Whereas prior to that, yes, you would buy this cool new technology on an appliance, but very quickly it would be outdated, or in plumbing for that matter. And now they're getting smarter and linking it with the phone so that it has the ability to update as the phones and technology update through the years.
That's
because it's not something you want to change out all that often with spending $40,000
okay, so
or less.
But typically. So back down to reality,
right?
Back down to earth. What's a normal person is going to come in and spend what? 15. What was a regular refrigerator called? Let's just say I come in and I buy a GE side by side. Regular person can afford. What is it? $2,500?
That would be about right for a freestanding or counter depth fridge, non-built-in. Side by side or French door.
Okay. Has it gotten a lot better? I mean, has anything changed?
Yes, the lighting for one within them is now LED. So just a better, fresher lighting that makes the food actually look better in the color, and it's throughout the fridge, not just the front of the fridge and things hiding in the back.
Does it have a sniffer?
A sniffer?
Yeah, I'm tired of being the sniffer.
Oh, a sniff test? No, but they have a filter within that purifies the air, and ethylene gas pulls those out so that things last longer.
Really?
You also get
it's got a smell. It's
constantly purifying your air within the fridge.
Well, that's good.
Fridges.
That's good because I tell you what, I can use that, but we opened it up.
I need that for my son's diaper, sadly. I've become the sniffer. It's awful. My husband just claims he can't really smell.
All moms are sniffers when they've got 10-month-olds. Sorry. That's how it is.
And then the fridges also have designated zones and crisp. So in the past, you just had drawers and you would put whatever you wanted in it, and now they have designated drawers for different things.
So they're actually functional, because I always thought, well, it just has a name on it. I couldn't tell if it actually did anything.
No, now they're actually doing, one area might be cooler, or add moisture into that drawer.
So they're smart drawers.
Yeah.
Huh, that's cool. I like that. Megan Carroll Edwards she knows her
just call me
stuff.
Megan.
Megan knows her stuff.
Thank you.
She's also trying to give away this card. The number is 214-810-8255. Give us a call. Ask us about an appliance or something. We're looking forward to your call. We'll be right back after this break. You're listening to Your Home with Alex Guthrie. Don't go away. Alex Guthrie here for my friends at Total Air and Heat. Did you know a typical AC unit runs enough hours in a year equal to a car running 60,000 miles? Total Air and Heat recommends that you tune your system and have it safety checked every 6 months to ensure peak efficiency, proper operation, and increase the life of the system. Need a new air conditioning and heating system? No problem. Total Air and Heat can replace your equipment with the best equipment on the market today. Train. And you know it's hard to stop a train. So for the best heating and air conditioning contractors in North Dallas and Plano for the past 60 years, call my friends at Total Air and Heat, 972-881-0020. That's 972-881-0020. Or visit them online at totalair.com. Total Air and Heat.
1160 AM KBDT proudly presents this historic salute to Grapevine, Texas. Brought to you by Underwood Boot Company, 530 South Main Street. 1854 saw Grapevine's first genuine civic controversy. The postal route was being established. The town needed an official name. Leonard was considered, named after A.F. Leonard, who served as the postmaster, justice of the peace, and the county representative in the 12th Texas legislature. When Judge Moorhead was asked, he said, Grapevine would be a good name for our town. And it still is.
I'm Anthony Underwood Boot Company. We got a lot of tourists, a lot of local business, a lot of foot traffic. Boots are custom. They're top notch. We make everything here. Jose, my bootmaker's been doing it over 50 years. We put out a very high quality product.
Grapevine, Texas, a world festival and event city. Find out more about Grapevine by going to www.grapevinetexas.gov.
With this salute to historic Grapevine, I'm Anthony Underwood Boot Company.
Step back in time. Visit historic Grapevine, Texas today.
Some people think the only thing worse than calling the dentist is calling the foundation repairman. That's why I recommend Hargrave Foundation Repair. Cracks in the walls, doors that won't close? Give the folks at Hargrave Foundation a call. Now, sometimes it's not the foundation at all. That's why you need an honest, proven company. You see, understanding the soils and weather is a must for a lifetime repair. Family owned and operated since 1968, Hargrave has seen it all. Hargrave Foundation Repair is fully licensed and insured, and their staff stays up to date on all the latest techniques and advances. So call one of the last independently owned foundation companies in North Texas and the exclusive installer of the Chance helical pier system. Call Hargrave Foundation Repair at 972-442-3415. That's 972-442-3415. Hargrave Foundation Repair, 972-442-3415. Welcome back to Your Home with Alex Guthrie. We're talking appliances. Smart appliances. Artsy appliances. Expensive appliances. We're also giving away a reloadable project card from Home Depot. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to give it to the first caller. 214-810-8255. 214-810-8255. This is 2 weeks I've been trying to give this thing away. It's starting to turn yellow. I mean, it's orange, but this segment is brought to you by Total Air and Heat. We're not comfortable until you are. www.totalair.com. 866-450-0602. Give my friends down there a call. So we I think we wore out refrigerators. But it was fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully
for the listeners.
Well,
we had fun, but I'm kind of a nerd, when it comes to appliances like that.
Well, that's why you're here, honey. I have this little trailer at the lake, and I like to go there and go fishing. But I go there usually by myself, and I'm a dude, I don't like cooking. I don't like making a big old. I don't like pulling out all the. You know, I'm not like my wife. I love her. She's so sweet. What do you want for dinner? I was going to do steamed vegetables and this and that, and I'm like, gosh, that's like 5 pans. You know, that's lots.
That's me.
I want one pan. I'm a 1-pan guy.
So that's a guy thing then, because that's how it is in our home as well.
Well, yeah, pile it all in a pan. It should all fit in one pan. If it takes more than one pan, you're wasting suds to clean it. And that's why I love induction burners, or they're not burners, induction heat, induction cooktops, or single induction burners. What I've got, I've got 2 of them.
Look at you.
And hey, I know my stuff. So give us some information about induction, because I try to explain it to people and they're like, huh?
Right.
Because all I can do is I say, well, I turn it on and water boils in 15 seconds.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So induction's been out there a long time, but it's definitely gotten much better. So it uses magnetic fields to heat the pot, and solely the pot and the food in what you're cooking. So versus gas, which isn't very energy efficient, you lose a lot of that into the room, that heat and energy, and it's not heating up your food. I know we love to cook with gas in Texas here, but it also makes the kitchen hot. And then you have electric, and that's not all that exciting, but it is more efficient. And then you have induction. And I would say someone that does it best is, again, the Thermador Freedom Induction Range that allows you to put the pot or pan. Now, it has to be a special
It has to be a special kind of pan, have special metal.
And right. A lot of these companies, they'll, sell, you can even go to the store, any store now, and they have them designated for induction.
It's got a little emblem on it that tells you now, essentially, if a magnet will stick to it, an induction, it'll work on an induction.
Which a lot of our pots and pans, it's the old aluminum, I think, that does not.
Right.
But just about it, or your old cast iron pan might not, but everything else just about works. And that Freedom Induction cooktop, what is so neat about that, you can put that pot or pan down anywhere on that surface, and it turns on and it senses that something's there and the exact size of it, and you can even move it around in that cooking.
So it follows it.
It follows it, yeah.
How cool is that?
So that's one of the better ones.
So it's like having a big, giant burner. In other words, you're not restricted
to a certain circle, on your cooking surface.
I love that. That is,
and you can have lots
cool.
of things going on at the same time. And many brands are doing this and have adopted this. The latest trend is induction ranges that didn't previously exist, but more and more people do like the look of a range and how it fits into their kitchen. And so they come out with induction ranges now.
So induction, it's not energy efficient per se as far as the amount of electricity it uses, but it's more energy efficient in the way it uses it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So you're using all of the energy to cook the food.
It's all going into that food.
It's not going out. It's not going out in the room.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Now you
cook quicker, so you are using it for less time.
Right.
Hopefully.
Well, in my case, I mean, you have to adjust because you can burn quicker too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Turn your back on it. You do, but you can do a whole meal, in fraction of fourth of the time you otherwise.
You can burn water with an induction. I've done it. It's tough. You can burn water. Yeah.
But and it's really safe too. What a lot of people don't realize is the heat is solely in the pot itself. So, for instance, you move that pot from that cooking surface.
When we come back, we're going to continue. Okay. We're going to continue letting Megan talk about it.
Cliffhanger. Oh my gosh.
We'll be back after this break. So what does a garage door do besides enhance your home, protect your family, and secure your vehicles? Well, when you contact the pros at Windsor Door, you'll learn how a truly high-quality garage door company can make a difference. Insulated doors, carriage-style doors, steel and custom wood, Windsor Door has them all and much, much more. And nothing makes a garage door work better than a high-quality opener. That's why the folks at Windsor Door only use LiftMaster garage door openers. And it's no wonder LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Only LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology, which alerts you if you forget to close your garage door and lets you close it from anywhere, anytime with built-in Wi-Fi technology. It also has battery backup, so you can get in even when the power's out. So contact a Windsor Door dealer near you at windsordoor.com.
You have to sell your gorgeous but suddenly unaffordable house. Now, who will buy it? These guys buy. You have to sell your mom and dad's old rundown house. Now, who will buy it? These guys buy. You have to sell your crazy Aunt Zelda's house. You know, the one with all the cats. These guys buy. Taj Mahal? These guys buy. Old musty dump? These guys buy. Just plain ugly? These guys buy. Sell your property now. As is. No fees, no repairs, no waiting. TheseGuysBuy.com. TheseGuysBuy.com. TheseGuysBuy.com.
Getting ready to go here at the Pocono Raceway.
The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series.
A racetrack unlike any other.
NASCAR's best drivers tangle.
Blaney goes all the way onto the apron. Kyle Busch is going to crowd him down there.
On the tricky triangle.
And here comes Kevin Harvick from the 3rd spot.
The Pocono 400.
23-year-old Ryan Blaney will score his first career win.
Sunday at noon on the Motor Racing Network.
Don't miss the Pocono 400 tomorrow at noon on 1160 AM KBDT.
That is some groovy music. Welcome back to your home with Alex Guthrie. Grooving. I like that. I'm here with my friend Megan. Carroll Edwards. Carroll used to be her last name. Yeah.
It made for a good middle name.
It is. It's a cool middle name. I like it. It's bold. I like that. And we're talking about kitchens and appliances and cool things like that. But first, this segment is brought to you by Windsor Door. Garage doors. Windsor Door, where the pros go for garage doors. www.windsordoor.com. Call my boys at Windsor Door. They got it all. They got cool openers. LiftMaster. They're amazing. So during the break, we were kind of discussing what we're going to talk about next. And I think that we should talk about your ultimate kit. What is the ultimate appliance package? I mean, would you cook a pizza would you put a pizza oven in your kitchen?
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely. We love pizza. So that would definitely be a must. GE actually has
but when
one.
when you get to like 50 and you got to lose 60 pounds and that pizza oven's got to go.
Cauliflower crust, right?
Okay.
That sounds fun and exciting.
That's just everybody needs a little cauliflower crust. Okay, whatever. That's when you're a vegan. Okay.
But that's for the kids and the grandkids then to come over and enjoy.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, I'm sorry. I must have really, I got way off subject there. What is your ultimate kitchen appliance package?
Yeah, I think bigger is always better. So I definitely want that 60-inch, either La Cornue range, Wolf range,
How many burners does that thing have?
Oh, like 8.
8 burners.
Yes.
Good Lord.
Or add a griddle or grill in there. At that point, who needs 8 burners? You can kind of have fun with it.
So is that that's that big Wolf range?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
okay.
the max.
How many ovens does that thing have?
2.
Is that
2 large?
So that's a freestanding range.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what a range is.
Yeah.
And it's got big ovens?
Yes.
So you could cook a goat in it? Is it that
Sure.
big?
Or a big brisket, maybe, or a big turkey for Thanksgiving.
Or half the cow. I mean, is it that big?
Yeah, and all the sides. So you have the meat in one side and all your sides in the other.
Wow.
But that's not all that exciting, to be honest with you. I mean, I'd set that off with a really pretty hood above that, or a lot of times now we're doing a liner so that we can do something decorative on the outside. But there's a lot more fun appliances than just the range, I think.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of the heart of it, but you can get really some exciting things with some built-in and some under-counter products, such as steam ovens and built-in coffee makers, built-in wine dispensers.
Wine dispensers.
Yes, absolutely. Decor has a built-in wine dispenser, my personal favorite.
Does it hold a keg?
It holds 4 bottles of wines or possibly liquor if you got really creative, I guess. And
wow, that's dangerous.
Like on tap. That's kind of the new thing. I don't know if people have
I've seen them. I've seen them.
Yeah. So talking points and pieces, it's definitely for people that entertain or just have the money to spend, I guess.
On wine.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry. I'm trying to process this thing where you just it's like a Coke machine, but it's wine. So
you can plug
just
in what type of wine is in there and how many ounces it dispenses, and
wow,
you can truly become an alcoholic with the wine dispenser.
Usually, if you're going to spend the money on that, you're already an alcoholic.
Well, you have the wine.
You're just enhancing the
under-counter wine unit or
your problem.
Built-in. Absolutely.
Okay, so we got the range. Now the hoods, I really wanted to talk about hoods because our friend Barbara was telling me about Barbara Gilbert, designer.
I work with
co-host with.
She wrote me into this, actually.
Yeah, she
so
did.
thank you, Barbara.
And she's just an amazingly talented designer, and she's been telling me about venting from the ceiling, which is
perimeter,
totally different than anything that we've ever done venting wise before. We've always had the venting down close where it would hit me in the head, right? Yeah. Like 20 something
Sure,
inches.
it's only supposed to be the 30 to 36 inches off the cooking surface.
Right.
And so at that point it is.
So how do you get a vent all the way 6 feet above it and have it work?
Yeah, they're actually quite powerful. I've seen it live. If you get something really steaming or smoking, you can see it actually pulling that, because that would be my question. Well, how powerful really is it? And it's kind of a perimeter style ventilation, either in a slot or in a rectangle that pulls all that air upward, and it's hidden in the ceiling, so it's great for island applications or a home in my neighborhood in Oak Cliff and Kessler Park. They had windows, panoramic windows all the way around, and they didn't want to obstruct that view, and so by putting it in the ceiling, you hardly even noticed it was there.
But I mean, when you turn it off, do the steak knives fall back down? And
yeah,
I mean,
it's not that powerful.
It's not quite that powerful.
No one's levitating. Nothing's levitating.
Napkins.
Small children and pets aren't being pulled up.
Somebody's wig.
Yeah, I just saw that where someone attached balloons to their Pomeranian. I just couldn't stop laughing. It's not like that.
Because now, are people doing downdrafts?
Yeah,
anymore?
I actually did one, and Best has one. That's the one I did. That is able to go behind a range, because we do sell so many ranges here. And in the past, they were either integrated into your cooktop or they were a pop-up in the back, but only with a cooktop.
Right.
And now Best actually has one that can go behind a range.
Now the problem with
you have the blower and everything. That's
in the past, the problem has been that
space and
to get it strong enough to get the smoke off the front, it would suck the flame out.
Yes.
I actually had a client call me up. She thought that the cooktop was broken because she goes, the flame doesn't work. And I go, and I went in there and I go, well, turn down the vent. Yeah, but seriously. And we actually have with these vents, we've had to go in where we had 2 motors in them, and we've had to disconnect one of them because they were just too powerful. And usually it's because of noise.
Yeah,
you know, when you
that
have
too.
them on the
and they
inside.
are getting quieter.
Yeah.
Best, again, has their IQ technology that senses what you're cooking and how much ventilation is needed.
Is that right?
Yes. And It's all based on the CFM. So don't ask me what CFM stands for, but and the larger the CFM, the stronger and more powerful it's going to be. And a lot of times at that higher CFM, like a 1200, 1500, it is 2 blowers, but that's not necessarily adding to noise. They're all competing with one another to be stronger and quieter all at the same time. So they're pretty good.
I mean, that is an issue. And when you put in a 36-inch cooktop, you've got a lot of heat, and it's gas. You have a whole lot of heat coming up there. And so you have to have a powerful vent above it to handle all of that.
Yeah, it's not a requirement here in Texas, but I almost won't sell a kitchen without doing a ventilation because I think it is absolutely so necessary.
Yeah. And so we'll put a fan up there that's got double motors in it, and then we'll end up having to go back and disconnect one or whatever. That's just part of the process. Or you'll put one outside. You can put a remote fan in. But the downdrafts have always been a challenge because it would work in the back, or some of them are in the middle of it. And
I'd say they come a long way. And when it comes to ventilation, you are paying for what you get. I don't believe that with all appliances necessarily, but with ventilation, it is sort of that way.
But an overhead vent becomes a part of the design. It becomes a beautiful part of the kitchen too.
Yes.
And if it's built into a wall, it becomes a beautiful part of the kitchen as well.
Yeah.
It becomes a focal point. And I've done many kitchens where we actually designed the kitchen around that. It was part of what made it beautiful.
It is, yeah. So there's a couple ways to do that. We have several brands that do custom hoods. It's become really popular on Houzz and Pinterest to see these ones with banding and rivets, and people want to see that, and even pot rails. And that's really gorgeous. And then we also do hood liners that are, it's a shell essentially with the working mechanisms to make that work.
Right.
And then a designer would put their personal touch on the exterior. It can be made out of whatever you could imagine, just to sort of make it go away and be cohesive within the home.
So we're going to run out of time because we just sit here and chit chat about stuff.
That's what I do.
We're just awful. We're great, actually. Let's talk about steam ovens because you just love them.
I know that is something I really wish I had. Not only everyone thinks of steam cooking as a healthy way of cooking, and it truly is. It's bringing moisture back into the food that you're cooking. So it has a water reservoir, and most of the high-end lines now are carrying these. And you really can cook a whole meal in that steam oven.
At once?
What?
At once?
At
like
once,
everything
yeah.
at
and
once?
There's no mixture of flavors and things. Like you can do fish and you could do dessert all at the same time. You also
fish, vegetables, dessert. Put the whole thing in there and cook it.
But you can also get creative. I mean, it's great at reheating. It kind of rejuvenates and brings back to life your old Chinese leftovers that kind of get dried out and everything, or pasta, the things that get chewy if you put them in the microwave or you try to put them in the oven, it dries them out. So the steam is really nice in that regard, but it also makes beautiful beef tenderloins. And a lot of people, the latest craze, I guess, is kind of that sous vide cooking, which is a French method of cooking where it's a water bath essentially for the food that locks in the flavors and the moisture within the food. And the steam is great at that and kind of holding it at a set temperature. And just great results.
And so it keeps, of course, I love steaming my food. I love fresh vegetables. I love steaming my food. My wife, we grew up in an era where our parents cooked it to death, right? If it wasn't really limp, it wasn't cooked enough. Yeah. Now I like mine really crunchy. I just like it warmed up, and actually I'll eat anything raw kind of. But my wife, she likes it cooked.
You can cook just about anything
really
in them.
cooked.
I mean, you can even bake cookies in them. So
in a
you can do brownies and get really great results.
Do they get crusty?
Well, they have convection built in them as well. So that is what does the browning. So most ovens nowadays have convection. Everyone's scared to use it because no recipe really calls for convection. But a lot of times the oven is adapting to it, or you just lessen the temperature.
So convection when convection came out, it was like a science experiment for you. You know,
I think it is still for a lot of people, but the appliances.
You must convert. You must convert from 200 degrees to Celsius, and it was tough because
it's utilizing air to make for a more even cooking, and people
Right.
are just terrified of it for some reason. They don't.
So now, are you telling me now that it will adjust it for you with convection?
Yeah, a lot of the appliances kind of adapt.
That's helpful. That's helpful
for you. And
So
what's really neat with a lot of the appliances and steam ovens and things, you can put when you want the meal to be ready or the product to be ready, and it will adapt for you, whether it's temperature, time, everything.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So it just.
And how much convection's needed, and takes the guesswork out of it.
So you stick it in there, tell it what you want, and go read your book.
Yeah.
Or binge watch Grey's Anatomy.
I think Mila was one of the first with their Master Chef. They don't even have that version any longer. But since then, other appliances like Genair, Decor, they have those touch screens that are kind of like your phone. Intuitive. You say what you're cooking, how you want the results to be. If you're doing a tenderloin, I want it medium rare. And some of them even have the little picture, show the doneness. Here's what pan, what shelf to put that in on. And I want it done at this time. And
wow, that's incredible. Yes. That's incredible. So we were talking about convection, and it kind of made me think about microwaves. Are people still, everybody wants everybody has a microwave.
I don't think you can get around it. It may be hidden in your pantry, or a lot of people are doing the microwave drawers where it's kind of down low for the kids and sort of out of eyesight.
Are they safe? Is it safe to let your kids in and out of a microwave like that?
I wouldn't put my kid in a microwave.
Well, I mean.
You mean using the microwave, right?
Yeah,
they have it. Yeah.
So
but they have a little button that says open, and then you set the food in there. Perfectly safe.
It's perfectly safe to let your kid use it.
Not get in the microwave, but use the microwave.
But they can't get.
No, they're pretty.
So the
small.
lesson is don't let your kids in the microwave,
or any appliance. Yeah, PSA announcement right now. Don't let your kids in your appliances, please.
Okay, well I'm glad to know that.
And many have locking features for that reason.
I'm glad you're keeping me out of trouble today, Megan.
Yes.
But they can't cook popcorn because it has a popcorn button.
Yeah, they have a popcorn button. They take the guesswork out.
I love
no
that's what I love.
Popcorn. That's the
I thought that's why they made microwaves. So it's for popcorn. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more with Megan Edwards.
Thank you.
And appliances.
Plumbing
and stuff and me. We'll be right back. Don't go away. You're listening to Your Home with Alex Guthrie. So what does a garage door do besides enhance your home, protect your family, and secure your vehicles? Well, when you contact the pros at Windsor Door, you'll learn how a truly high-quality garage door company can make a difference. Insulated doors, carriage-style doors, steel and custom wood, Windsor Door has them all and much, much more. And nothing makes a garage door work better than a high-quality opener. That's why the folks at Windsor Door only use LiftMaster garage door openers. And it's no wonder LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Only LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology, which alerts you if you forget to close your garage door and lets you close it from anywhere, anytime with built-in Wi-Fi technology. It also has battery backup, so you can get in even when the power's out. So contact a Windsor Door dealer near you at windsordor.com.
1160 AM KBDT proudly presents this historic salute to Grapevine, Texas. Brought to you by Grapevine Power Sports. In 1889, the J.E. Faust store opens on Main Street. It's now Grapevine's oldest remaining brick building. Eggs sell for 10 cents per dozen. Butter is 20 cents per pound. And chickens are $2.50 a dozen.
I'm Aaron McWhorter with Grapevine Power Sports. When I bought the dealership, I came in to buy a four-wheeler. They were a freestanding Kawasaki dealership. And I said, Dennis, I don't mean to pry. Are you interested in selling this place? And he said, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but we're fixing to put it on the market. I said, Dennis, I'll take it. In the last 3 years, we've done 60% increase. The mayor's a customer of mine. The city manager is a customer of mine. A lot of friends that live here still. The small town feel right in the middle of the big metroplex.
Grapevine, Texas, a world festival and event city. Find out more about Grapevine by going to www.grapevinetexas.gov. Step back in time. Visit historic Grapevine, Texas today.
When I say Italy, what comes to mind?
Venice. Capri. Oh my gosh, Capri was marvelous.
The views, the cliffside views, or traveling to Sorrento. Parello tours.
Oh, Parello tours, for sure.
Parello. Hi, I'm Steve Parello of Parello Tours. With over 70 years of tour experience to Italy, it's no wonder Parello Tours is synonymous with travel to Italy.
I think of the culture.
And to walk up to certain areas and touch a wall and think, well, this wall is like 3,000 years old.
Being on a Parello tour on our anniversary was better than anything I can remember ever on an anniversary.
I personally approve every itinerary to ensure a stress-free, once-in-a-lifetime vacation.
Salute! Call now for your free insider's guide to Parello's Italy. Call in the next 30 minutes and qualify for a $100 gift card when you travel with us. Call 800-547-6018. 800-547-6018. 800-547-6018.
Welcome back to the last segment of Your Home with Alex Guthrie with my very good friend Megan Edwards. This has been so much fun. We are a rockin' good appliance team, and we were talking about not actually the kids getting in the microwave. I didn't really want them to do that. But one of the things that comes up a lot of times when we're talking about designing kitchens is the height of microwaves. That always comes up, and that's actually why I brought that up. Because I've always been a little bit leery of putting a microwave down low, only because you can pull hot water or something out of it and actually spill it.
Sure.
And I always thought that was a little bit dangerous. Am I wrong?
No, it definitely is dangerous. There's definitely a happy medium of where to locate that microwave. But in those microwave drawers that are under a counter, they pull out. It truly is a drawer that pulls out. So you're lifting up. It's not a door.
So you're talking about a microwave drawer. Yeah,
yes.
That's true.
If you put it down low, that would be my recommendation. And it's kind of a neat talking point. Walk up, hit the button, and it opens like very slowly. And you set something down in. So
And I've also done dishwasher drawers. And they're cool for certain things.
Yeah, kind of that same approach, setting something down in, and you have the two separate drawers.
So we've designed kitchens where we have as an alternate appliance, a dishwasher drawer. For instance, I've done a kitchen where we designed it where we had a portion of it just for the kids, where you would have a refrigerator drawer. So the kids could come in and don't have to run in there, get under mom. And they could have the drawer that had their drinks in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I had a single lady, and she had a full size dishwasher, but she also wanted a dishwasher drawer because she had one or two plates. I mean, she just didn't have a lot.
Yeah, it took a while to fill it up.
Yeah. So I hope you've had a lot of fun.
I have today. Thank you so much for having me.
It's been so great having you. It's always good when you have fun. It should fly by. My paper all fell apart here.
Oh no.
And so tell everybody how to get in touch with you.
Sure. So again, the company is Ferguson Enterprises. We're a wholesale distributor for plumbing, appliances, and lighting. Today, in fact, you can visit one of our showrooms. We have 4 area showrooms. So come visit us 10 to 5. Keep those folks company that are working today. Thank you, guys. We're also open during the work week, 9 to 5. So our showrooms being our latest and greatest in Frisco out there near Stonebriar. We also have one in Dallas in the Design District, not far from where we are today, Fort Worth and Grapevine. But Ferguson is a nationwide company. So you can visit us on shop.ferguson.com and view kind of a wide variety of our our products that we offer. And you can also call locally at 817-540-1888 and talk to an expert today.
And how do they get in touch with Megan?
Megan,
Edwards?
yeah, the elusive Megan. I'm an outside sales rep, so I'm calling typically on the trade, and I go to projects that you.
So you're not like you. Okay, so that in other words, don't call Megan.
No, you can call that number
you.
and you can ask for me, and they will get you in touch. But I can give out my cell 972-589-7028. Call, text me, anytime.
Thank you so much.
It's
been so much fun today, and I really appreciate you being here. And thank you to Megan Carroll Edwards, and thank you, Chris Vaughn with Hargrave Foundation. Thank you, Mr. Phil Brown, the best producer today, top of the line, the executive producer today. Thank you to my crack research team, Mrs. Guthrie, and thanks to our sponsors. Most of all, thanks to our listeners and our Facebook followers. We've had a great crowd today, haven't we?
Great. I'm glad I didn't scare anybody off.
You didn't scare anybody off. In fact, your mom's here. Is your husband on there anywhere?
I'm not sure.
We have had.
We just shut down Facebook.
We have had a great crowd today. Thank you, everybody on Facebook that joined us. It's been a really lively show. Be kind to each other. And show a stranger some love. We need more of that. And also check your neighbors during this heat spell. And if you see a dog, an animal out there that's in distress, you know what? They may not be rabid or anything. They may be thirsty. They may be dehydrated. Give them some water. If you see a person sleeping on a sidewalk, go in 7-Eleven, get a bottle of water, stick it next to them. I've done that before. It's a great thing to do. You see a person on the corner panhandling for money. You know what? If you don't want to give them money, fine. Give them a bottle of water. Right now, we need to be kind to each other. If you have elderly neighbors, check them and make sure they've got air conditioning. Make sure that they're healthy and hydrated. Let's all show a stranger some love. Right now, we need it really bad. Thank you so much for listening to the show. Next week, we're going to have LED lighting. We're going to have our friends from Lights Fantastic here. That show will be expanding. I don't know who else will be here, but I'm sure someone will be because I'm going to invite someone. It's been a wonderful show. It's been a wonderful week. And I hope you have a wonderful week next week. And until then, this is Alex Guthrie, and I'm signing off. You've been listening to Your Home with Alex Guthrie.